a very basic function in Python that's called the print statement. So this video will cover the very basic usage of print, and I will elaborate on this function more as we escalate to more elaborate and harder stuff in Python. But I will start with the very basics for those people who are just beginning to start how to code. Okay, so for today, how do we print? So printing can be done for various reasons. Let's say you want to debug your code, or you want to see stuff, that mathematical operations that you are doing, you want it to be printed out on your screen, or you want to test your code, or you want to run statements and print them out and show for any reason. Python is able to do that. It's simply a print statement, so you just type print. I'm using here Python 3, and this is a Jupyter notebook, so I'm assuming you have all this ready and going. Okay, and yeah, you just come to the block here and you type it, and you type print, and it gets green because this is a function internal to Python. Okay, and you open a parentheses. Now when you open one parentheses, Jupyter notebook automatically opens the other one for you, so you don't have to do both. And now whatever you would like to print, you just put it in between those two green parentheses. So if I do 2 and I hit enter, you can hit run, or on a Mac, I'm using a Mac Air, you can hit shift return, and then it'll print 2 for you. And you can print more than one thing. So if you do comma 3 comma 4, you separate them by a comma, and then it will do this for you. Okay, so now by default, what this separation does, it's actually a Python it's a Python keyword within print itself. It's called separation. Okay, so if you just use it without that, it'll just print whatever you had there. But let's say I set this to equal, and you open here two red quotations, and I say, okay, rather than making a space between them, I want nothing. So you keep this just with the quotations, and then you hit print. Look at this, it just does it, and it juxtaposes them together, so now there's no space in between them. Okay, so the default way that Python prints is with that separator being a space, being like this. So if I space it out like this, I get what I originally printed in the first place. So you can see this is the default without, so you don't really need it. Okay, so if I remove this whole thing here, Command X, okay, and I print, it'll give me that. So by default, Python knows that your separator is actually space, but your separator doesn't have to be space. So that keyword could be anything. You might want to separate them, say, with a question mark. Then it's gonna put a question mark between them, or a backslash, or whatever you need it to be, like this. So it will print whatever you tell it to be, right? You can also, let's say you want those printed in not horizontally, but one after the other, vertically in a column. So then what you can do is you hit backslash and you hit N stands for new line. So, and now you print, and you can see, rather than having them all together on one line, it's gonna be a vertical line. So what Python sees here is it prints 2, and then it sees that separator being a new line, so it goes to another line, and then it goes to the next print, which is print 3, and then it prints the next one, and then a new line, and it prints the third one, that's the 4, and so on and so forth. You can actually print strings too. So so I can remove this, and I can say print Sam, and it'll print Sam. Okay, so that's basic print statement. And we will get into more exciting and interesting stuff as we go, but because we're going to be using the print statement almost always to make sure that we are doing things correctly, and testing things and debugging things and so on, so I figure the first lesson would be appropriate to be it's appropriate to make the first lesson on just this very basic function in Python. I hope you enjoyed this. Please, if you like it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And if you'd like to support our efforts of making more sources and more education available online on my channel, as usual, please, if you're able to, you can donate. It's in the description, and it's also on my channel, Mark's Academy. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.